Good morning, my friends. I greet you in the name of the Lord. Not every morning I produce a podcast in English. I don't actually produce one in Estonian every day, but I try to do almost every day. But today is the morning I wanted to do one in English as well. I am reading the book of Romans, and I was reading just a few verses yesterday, got stuck and just began to share out of them. This morning I couldn't even reach too far, but got stuck the verse after those verses I touched on yesterday. And that verse goes, "For God does not show favoritism." In different translations, you could read like, "For there is no respect of persons with God." Or, "God doesn't have any favorites. For there is no respect of persons with God, for there is no partiality with God." Now, every now and then, however we know this truth, we feel like God has forgotten our address. It seems like everybody else is getting blessed, we're getting breakthroughs. We hear of reports of healings and we struggle with something. We hear of somebody getting very blessed financially and we say, well, we are believing God for a financial miracle as well, and how come he hasn't come by us? And different things we kind of compare ourselves with others. And then gradually start to think like everybody else is doing so well. And us, we are struggling. Now, first of all, it seems sometimes that everybody is doing well because we don't know the story, and outwardly everybody does look good and things seem to flow well and they seem to be happy and they seem to be full of joy. But you and I know very well that sometimes that's actually not the case. So the fact that you see somebody, at this season of life doing better than you doesn't mean that they are actually doing better. And if they do better, then praise the Lord. Your breakthrough is coming as well. But then we start to reserve a blame for ourselves. Like, God is taking back this on me because at certain season I was fool and I made these decisions and now my best before is long gone and it's not really looking good for me. And in the worst case, we start to have the picture of God thwarted in our mind and heart. It becomes corrupted. And then we start to really see God through that lens. Exactly like happened in the this chapel with the ceiling paintings of Michelangelo. Some experts came in and studied those ceiling paintings, and they were covered. They seemed to be like the colors were dull and sort of dark shades on them. And then the art experts told that the artist Michelangelo tried to convey the fact that God was a little angry and was far away from people and not really looking for contact, that these shady gray shades signified that. Well, later they began to clean up the ceiling from the burnings of candles, the tar and everything that had collected over the years, and just came to find out as they removed all tar that these pictures were very colorful, very bright. And instead of conveying the message of God being far away, the artist wanted to say God is cool. And God is wonderful. He's near. He likes you. He enjoys you. And of course, as a matter of fact, he loves you and has made the best for you. So don't let those filters be formed when you look around and start to compare yourself with others, because now, coming back to this verse, God is not a respecter of any persons. He has no partiality with people. And we actually read from Book of Psalms, turning to 145, well-known psalm here, and verse 9 says, "The Lord is good to all." Here it is. It's not just good for some people, for some special chosen people. It's good to all. His goodness is available. Is reserved for everybody who wants to be part of it. It's just up to you to make the connection. He has compassion on all he has made. And we read from the book of Hebrews, 13th chapter, that Jesus Christ is the same today, yesterday, today, and forever. And that doesn't just mean time-wise, that as time passes, he is the same. He's also the same for everyone. You know, he is exposed to do favors. He has his heart towards you. Like the famous song says, when he was on the cross, I was on his mind. So Jesus has everybody in his mind all the time. He doesn't have favorites. And the book of Acts, one of my favorite scriptures right here, book of Acts, 17th chapter, and I'm using this Bible with very thin pages here. Some friends years ago from Dallas gifted that Bible to me. I'm very thankful. New International Version. We used to have a prayer, like a little Bible study and prayer in the mornings there once a week. These were very well-off men. One had Mercedes dealerships. Another was a well-known architect. Another was a jeweler. And just a top-level people there. And I was so honored to be among them and sort of adopted into that group, and they gave me this Bible. So I think of these men today, even when I open this. But reading that verse from the book of Acts, 17, chapter 24th verse, it says, "For God made the world and everything in it. He is the Lord of heaven and earth, and does not live in temples built by hands, and he is not served by human hands as if he needed anything, because he himself gives," and see, here it says, "all men life and breath and everything else." So don't consider yourself out. God is not treating you less than he's treating a person next to you, or your pastor, or a famous preacher on TV, or whoever you compare yourself to. As a good father, he has acted towards everybody equally. He doesn't love one person more than he loves another. He actually loves the world so much that he was willing to give his only begotten Son. We talk about those people that don't even know him yet. He loves them. And so he has given all of us equally the opportunity to be saved. It's on us to make a decision. God has provided that for everyone, every deepest sinner, murderer, adulterer. Doesn't really matter what the person has done. If he repents or she repents and turns to God, this salvation package is ready for all. Secondly, he has given life to everybody. It wasn't a biological process or even chemical process that produced that life in the womb of the mother. No. Yes, those cells began to multiply, and the seed and the egg came they came together. Man gave the seed, woman had the egg. They joined. Yes, it was the two-cell beginning. But God was the one that gifted life to that forthcoming person. And it became a human being in that womb. So God is the provider of life for each one of us. We all have we've gotten that from Him. Thirdly, He has given us all equally 24 hours a day. We have 24 hours of time each day. Poor man has 24 hours. The richest man on this earth has 24 hours. Everybody has 24 hours each day. Yes, we don't have equal amount of years, and that's due to different reasons, and we can extend our years, Bible says, of course. But as a day is concerned, in a day we have 24 hours. And one can do with 24 hours, using it maximally, just taking it out of that, what's put in it, and just making the best of it. And another can maybe treat it poorly. I don't care. I don't want to invest in my life, in my mind, in my future. I'm just hanging around, seeing what's coming next. And the way we treat the gift of 24-hour determines our destiny. We all know that. But equal time has been given to all of us. God also given us equally some gifts. Not all of us have the same gifts. You know it. I don't have a musical gift. I don't have a gift of painting. I wish I did, but I don't. And I've tried it. I have one painting up, which I painted when I was maybe, 7, 8 years old, who knows. All the proportions are wrong and everything is is just out of proportion. But it's mine. I did it, so it's up there, But I don't look at it and say, man, this guy has a gift of painting. No, I have other paintings on my walls. You see this back there with the flowers, and my door is open, the office door. That's done by somebody. I got others. Those are enjoyable. Now, I don't have a musical gift. If you do have a musical gift, you can get up in the middle of the night and sing. Well, it takes a lot from me to do a song properly, and I can easily get out of tune a little bit here and there. And if somebody next to me sings what they call second party, I get off altogether. I get confused about the first and the second, and I cannot keep any tune any longer. But I have a gift of communication. I have a gift of this voice. I have never practiced, never done anything to have this. That was a gift from God. So you need to do the best with the gifts God has given to you. Make a good use of them. God gave everybody some gifts. So you are called to multiply what you have. And then, fifthly, I think God has given everyone equally some seed. It's mentioned in the book of Genesis that God gave man plants which had seed in it, which was significant because seed has the potential of multiplication and changing your future. And I don't speak of right now just carrots or peat or cucumbers. I say I want to emphasize love is a seed. Faith is a seed. When you add value to somebody, it's a seed. There are different seeds. Our attitude can be a seed. Questions can be a seed. A good act or deed I do is a seed. And sixthly, God has given us all equally some opportunities. Some favorable times come to all of us. How we take advantage of them, how we seize them, or if we do seize them and take hold of them, it's up to us. But in this part of Estonia, where I live, a spring, when it does come, it comes to everybody. It's not just coming to my city and our capital is still winter. No, it's just when spring comes, it comes to everybody. So God does provide opportunities to everybody. Electricity laws are not working for just very special people, but everyone who sticks the plug in the wall socket can draw out of that electricity power. Of course, in the case they have paid the electricity bill, which I hope they have. Everybody can take advantage of the aerodynamic laws. It wasn't just the Wright brothers who invented the flying machine. Some others were working in Europe on it simultaneously. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, these laws are now already used by these guys. You guys cannot take any advantage of that any longer. It's open to all. All can discover. All can work on things. And so it's up to us to draw out of those resources. Up to us, come to God and draw out of His goodness. No wonder Jesus said, "Come to me all that are heavy laden, and I will give you rest to your souls. I will give you refreshing times out of my presence." So God is not with partiality. He's not a respecter of any persons. Don't you make difference between you and others and get into false comparisons. But step into this day with faith and expectation, doing your best and enjoying the day and believing the goodness of God and the power of God for you, and see what God does for you.